I'm sure a lot of you are thinking, another stake video? And really all I have to say to that is, Stake just keep making video-worthy announcements. So for those of you who have been following from the really early days, you'll remember that the first video I did about Stake was regarding the initial announcement they made when they introduced the packs. And then not long after that, they had made a change to these packs, which obviously warranted another video. And since then, there have been a number of little changes, including one as recent as the 2nd of September. So in today's video, we're going to break down all of the announcements they've made, sort of give a timeline of how they've changed, and then what the current standing is for these packs and how it'll affect you as a Stake customer. And don't worry, those two videos that I mentioned, I'll put links to them in the description below. You can see my real-time reactions to them and how passionate I really am about Stake. Now, just before we move on, if you wouldn't mind just tapping the like button, it really does help us out a lot, more than I actually understood before we started this YouTube channel. So for those of you who do that and do it on a consistent basis, we really do thank you. Now, for those of you who have been a Stake customer from early on, you may have seen these updates, seen my reactions, and are fully aware of the timeline leading up until today. So for those of you who want to jump right to the end, which is where I just go over what the current status of the packs are and how they are going to impact your day-to-day trading with Stake, you can jump to this timestamp, and there'll also be a link to that in the description below. But for everyone else, the start of the saga started all the way back on the 9th of January 2020. So at 8 AM that Thursday morning, we received this email outlining the introduction of the brokerage packs. Basically, Stake were going to give their users the choice of 3 packages: the starter pack, which had no monthly fee, the unlimited pack, which had a $9 monthly fee, and the black pack, which had a $19 monthly fee. Each tier of packs offered a differing sophistication around the trading options and additional services that you get. Things like being able to trade on unsettled funds, priority customer support, analyst level data, and much more. Now, this all sounded great, and for me, having a very basic investing strategy and not really needing to use many of those more advanced services and options on Stake, I was under the impression this would really not have too much of an impact on me. However, being the diligent customer that I am, I wanted to find out more information. So I went through to their website, and upon first glance, everything looked okay. Underneath the starter pack, the features listed were 2 free trades per month, which for my investing style was totally fine. I did 1 trade every month as part of a dollar cost averaging strategy. I'll leave a link if you want more information about that in the description below. The next was real-time market data. Also didn't raise any red flags. And the final one was market orders only. So that meant that I wasn't able to do any stop orders or limit orders, which was also fine. From the beginning, using Stake, I only ever used market orders. So it appears I was in the clear. But then I had a look under the premium packs and what they included. And there it was under the unlimited pack, which did have a monthly fee. It mentioned fractional shares, which alongside the fact that Stake don't charge any brokerage fees was the most important factor in me choosing Stake. And considering I'd only been using Stake for a couple of months and I'd done so much research into the options and finally decided on Stake as being the one I was going to go ahead with, that was a real punch in the guts. I wasn't even too convinced. I actually sent them an email just getting some clarification, and they said, yes, at this stage, there will be no fractional shares offered in the starter pack. But between now and when the pack fees are supposed to come into play, which was July of this year, there will likely be a lot of changes. And this brings us on to the next chapter in this saga. Between that first announcement on the 9th of January up until around mid-February, I received maybe 3 different emails from Stake saying, we've received a lot of feedback from our announcement, and if anyone else wants to give their opinion or share their thoughts, they're more than welcome to. And that started to give me a little bit of hope. So me, as I'm sure a lot of other Stake customers did, responded to their survey outlining our concerns and what our suggestions would be for the future. And then lo and behold, on the 12th of February, there was an update. At 8 AM that Wednesday, we received this email. And man, what a relief that was. Not only does the free starter pack now offer unlimited trades, but it also includes fractional shares. Now fast forward again to the 11th of June 2020. On this Thursday at 5 p.m, we received this email stating that due to the impact of the coronavirus, they'll be extending the free access to each of the tiers all the way until January of 2021. While most stake customers were expecting to pay in order to get access to these premium packs, they were just given another 6 months to try it out, which was very nice to see on Stake's end. But not only that, on the same day they sent this email, they actually made a blog post with more information. And in that blog post, they outlined that they were actually aiming to lower the Forex fee before January of 2021. And that brings us to just a couple of days ago, the 2nd of September 2020. Wednesday, this past week at 6 p.m, they sent through this email. So what changes have Stake made to their packs now? Well, they've actually removed the unlimited pack entirely and now just offer the free starter pack and the premium black pack. But what's interesting is the only thing that remains of the unlimited pack is the price. So at this stage, the plan is to offer the black pack with all of its previous inclusions, but only have it cost $9 a month rather than the previous $19 a month it was going to be. Not only that, but for the black pack, now there's no longer a requirement to have over $30,000 invested. Now, here it's important to note, if you do have under $25,000 invested in your stake account, then PDT or pattern day trading rules apply to you. And if these rules aren't followed, there can be some bad consequences. So I would highly recommend you read through Stake's article about this. It explains it fairly well in what you can and can't do and how Stake are going to assist in protecting you from any hot water. Now, it's important to keep in mind, as I have received some comments about this, although all Stake customers now have been automatically upgraded to the black pack, when January comes around, Stake will get in touch asking which one of these packs you would like to select, meaning you won't automatically be charged $9 a month without knowing. They will get in contact to see whether or not you would like to remain in the black pack or whether the starter pack works for you. Now, I did just want to mention that while for some, these constant changes and adjustments to the packs and announcements and whatnot can be quite confusing to follow, myself included, I have been very shocked with the continual updates and changes to these packs. But I think it shines a pretty good light on Stake, if I'm being honest. In each of their addresses and each of their announcement emails, they have mentioned that these adjustments have been for the benefit of the customer. And I can definitely see how the changes that they have made may restrict the revenue they build in the short term, but with a long-term mindset, it definitely was a good move. Keeping a positive relationship with your customers is so important and will not only help their current customers like myself stay loyal to them, but as a lot of people say, the most effective form of advertising or marketing is word of mouth. And when your customers are loving it, like me, they'll go and tell all their friends, or in my case, go and make videos about it, telling hundreds of people. So I really have to tip my hat to Stake. I believe the way they've gone about these announcements, then actually pushing for their current customers' feedback is such a good move. I've really felt heard as a customer, and I am really excited to see Stake grow. But other than that, that's pretty much it for this video. So I do really appreciate those of you who watched all the way through to the end. If you did enjoy this content and you aren't already, I would highly recommend that you hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell, just so that you can keep up to date with what we're doing and the efforts we're making to provide more information about personal finance and business in Australia. And lastly, if you have any questions, any comments, just pop them in the comment section below. Alan and I get to every single comment, so we're sure to reply. Thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.